There's a commonly held expression that says depression is anger turned inward. So the anger and frustration that they experience feeling powerless over situations they might express inward. Hello, Dr. Jeff here from Essential Behavioral Health. Today we are talking about anger and depression. These are two issues that commonly are linked but seem to be opposites. Anger, which is an upper emotion, which is very active, and depression being a very down sort of emotion. How are these two things linked? We're going to describe the link between the two, how can they be understood, and also how they could be addressed in treatment. There's a commonly held expression that says depression is anger turned inward. So I'd like to spend a couple seconds to delve into that. So depression is anger turned inward. How does that make sense? So a lot of times when challenged with external situations that we feel that we don't have control over or we are powerless over, a lot of people point fingers. They point fingers at things that my boss, the police, the judge, the this or that, and will lament about all these things they can't control. However, there's only so much time in which somebody can point fingers until they start pointing it at themselves and start questioning, what is it about me potentially that's a common denominator in all these situations? Some people maybe never get to that point, but other people might default to that point all too readily. So the anger and frustration that they experience feeling powerless over situations they might express inward. Now, sometimes that anger is displaced. That anger is displaced in the idea that they will have the kick the dog phenomenon. They're angry at their boss. They can't yell at their boss because they don't want to be fired. So thus they come home, the dog made a mess on the rug. Hopefully they don't kick the dog, but they yell at the dog, taking the anger out on the dog that was really meant for their boss. But that's the same parallel that happens internally that time people can happen. The anger that they have and frustration towards other people, they're blaming themselves. Oh, I should stand up. I should have done this. I should have done that. And there's a phrase in the room that says they're shoulding all over themselves. Questioning themselves as opposed to questioning other people and focusing on themselves. I think alternatively the opposite is true also, that sometimes anger is depression turned outward. So when we feel frustrated at ourselves in one situation or another, we take it out on other people. It's a lot more of a powerful and empowering emotion, anger, as opposed to depression, which is, of course, a lowering and depressive type emotion. One of the common things in psychotherapy is to try to understand the link between the two things. In what situations do we feel not powerful within ourselves and not efficacious when it comes to the environment? And also, what are those situations that we might displace our anger onto other people and sometimes have a very passive-aggressive activity about things. So this is one of the very core issues that a lot of people experience with their feeling depression, that they feel powerless and they act out in other ways. For more information about anger and depression and other mental health topics, please see or look at our other videos. And for information about how to receive mental health treatment for yourself or someone you love, please click on the links below.